So, I mean, video games are fun. You know, that's like the key aspect of it. Like, it's not like a simulation per se, which is trying to replicate real life. Like, games, the core is like they have to be fun.
Absolutely.
And if you're having fun, then you're going to play it for a long amount of, you know, a longer period of time. You're going to be engaged. You know, if you're engaged, you're going to, you know, learn something. And so, if you understand something more, you're going to want to dig deeper. And so, if we can take, you know, the elements of space and make it fun, then more people are going to have it in their mind. They're going to, you know, want to explore more. They're going to want to push for other projects to happen. I mean, imagine if you had, you know, 3 billion people all pushing towards saying we need to have a, you know, a colony on Mars, or we want to have a moon base because we were playing these games and we saw all the crazy things you could do and all the scientific advancements you could have. Like, when you get that public support, you know, then it can start, you know, moving the wheels. And then plus on top of it, like, space is cool. Like, that I think is like the pinnacle of mankind. Like, you got to think, like, at some point we're gonna have to like leave Earth. We're gonna have to think about like what else is out there in this, you know, in the galaxy, in the universe. And we can only do that if we do more cool stuff in space.
Scary stuff.
I know, like maybe there are aliens out there, but you know.
I signed a lease on my apartment for like 6 months. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah.
I gotta go find another place at Mars. I wonder what the fees are gonna be like over there. What's it gonna cost to take trash out at Mars? Really? It's scary, but I guess exciting at the same time because man is always evolving. Our minds are always evolving. So it's very interesting. Let's go into maybe the process as these guys coming in here. They just kind of just show up. They come together.
Yeah, I mean they're all vagabonds, you know, like they've come from all walks of life, you know, they're programmers, they're introverts, they're extroverts, you know, there's artists, there's 2D artists or 3D artists, there's musicians, there's game designers, there's UI UX people, there's graphic designers, interpretive dancers. Like, I mean, there are people who showed up, like, had all different skills. And anyway, so they showed up. And you know, they learned a little bit about like how the event came together. They met some of the people that came from NASA and other space pros and space bros. Like you know, they all came, and then we kind of threw them into the fire. We said, hey, if there's going to be a game made, you're gonna have to pitch an idea. And you're gonna have to convince other people that your game is awesome, like your game is amazing, and you should be on that person's team. So we had like, I want to say 25 plus people like line up and pitch their game idea, and they had, you know, convince you why they're great. And then they lined up around the room with like sheets of paper that had the name of their project, and they lined it up and they held it up on the wall. And when everybody finished, all the people in the audience were just made up of game developers, like, you know, the artists, design programmers, and all that. We gave them these little sticky notes, colored sticky notes, as votes. So like they walked around the room and talked to these people and interviewed them and asked like, so why should I join your team? And if they liked it and the person convinced them that their idea was great, then they gave them their vote.
So they became politicians for a minute, like, you need to vote for my game.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So it's like nobody's just going to be, I see it like it's a very supportive community here. It's just wanting to create something. I guess that's the main thing, is to create something new, something fresh, get people thinking.
Yeah, to create that excitement about space, you know, with games. And you know, it's a challenge. Like, some people like come into this and they came for the first time, they're like, this is impossible. Like, this is not plausible. Like, how is this going to happen? Like, we have 48 hours. Like, and we don't even really have 48 hours because we have to leave and go to sleep. You're kicking us out. You know, so how are we going to do it? But then they actually begin to realize, like, with that pressure, with all these people working around them, it kind of like gives an adrenaline rush.
A little deadline, a little crunch, like, oh, here we go, you're looking over your shoulders, we're gonna beat this guy.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't like put like, you know, like background music, like chase music or anything like that, but people feel that pressure, and they you know, realize sometimes like, hey, I have to cut this feature out, or I have to minimize the scope and try to make it just like a really good, you know, sliver of a game, you know, like just one thing really good, you know, so I can have that for them on the weekend. But no matter what, people leave the weekend pretty amazed by what they made. by what they accomplish.
And what could happen to the games? I mean, should they just kind of happen and then float in the air, or I mean, could they sell it? Could somebody pick it up, or?
Yeah, all of those things. I mean, it could float in the air. Like, it could be like up in the cloud, which is the plan, where we make the games live so people can play the games as they were at the end of the weekend, right? Bugs and all, you know. But hopefully, you know, pretty cool. And then after that, teams can continue it if they want to, or they cannot. For the games that, you know, are like really, really great, that, you know, people take a look at it and it's like, huh, there's something to this, then I think some teams would follow up with that. People in the outside world would probably take notice, like, oh, that game actually has something to it. We should actually make it bigger. We should, you know, expand it. Then you could actually have people will say, you know what, here's some money. You could make this game bigger, and then we can take it, you know, commercial. So I mean, that's totally possible, and it's happened in the past, you know, with other game jams. You know, you rapidly prototype something, and you know, like, you didn't know what you're going to make, you know, before, but you know, at the end, you know, you have something pretty cool.
I do that all the time. I get in the kitchen, I think I'm making tacos, I end up with a lasagna. It just doesn't. I know how that works sometimes. Yeah. But anything else that anybody else that would want to know about the Indie Galactic Space Jam? Maybe for next year coming back.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I would say that anybody that is, you know, technically or creatively skilled. So if you are an aerospace engineer, if you are creative in terms of game development, so if you're a 2D artist, 3D artist, you're a comic book artist, you're a graphic artist, you're a UI, UX designer, you're a game designer, you're a programmer, you can do particle effects or special effects, or you're a writer, you're a comedian, you're you know, anything in terms of creativity or in terms of, you know, technical know-how, you can come and be a part of this. You can make something in a single weekend. There will be people who are experienced, there will be people that aren't as experienced. They all can come be a part of it. If you love space, if you love pizza, you know, then this is going to be an event for you.
What's wrong with space and pizza? What could be better, right?
Space pizza, yeah.
What could be better, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting. And where can they go to get information or sign up for an email list, or?
So they can go to the IndieGalacticSpaceJam.com. So, you know, and it's fun to say too, IndieGalacticSpaceJam.com. And you could also search for it on Facebook, Indie Galactic Space Jam, and you'll find it. And then Twitter is Indie Galactic. They don't like as many characters.
They don't give you as much.
Yeah. So we're lucky we got Indie Galactic, like, you know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. My name is Ramon Garcia, and I could only get to the G, but it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay, Twitter. It's okay. But that's awesome. So be sure to follow them on Twitter. Are you also on Facebook as well? Or?
On Facebook, yeah. So it's facebook.com/Indie Galactic Space Jam.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So check them out. Google it if you can. Indie Galactic Space Jam 2014 here with Kunal Patel.